Well, hey, pedal people, it's Pedal Guy here. How you doing? Today what we're going to do is we're going to check out some of the hidden features of the Digitech SDRUM. We're going to get started right now. Well, hey, it's Scott, the Pedal Guy here, where we're all about pedal demos, pedal knowledge, and pedal sales. I love pedals, and so do you. Now, if this is your first visit to our channel, make sure you take a second and click on that subscribe button down there and ring that bell so you can stay up to date with all of our videos. And if you're watching us on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to like and follow us so you can stay up to date with all of our activities, because we do post daily and we'd love to hear from you. Well, this video is in response to several requests that I've received from our viewers since the release of all of the SDRUM videos that I've done in the past. There are some hidden features that are documented all the way in the back of the manual, but instead of going through the manual and trying to figure it all out, in the next few minutes, you're going to see how easy it is to do things like create patterns that don't contain a kick or a snare, create patterns that don't have a kick or a snare on the first beat, create brush patterns, create a snare train for country music, things like that. And we're just going to go ahead and get right to it. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you how to create is a pattern that doesn't have a kick or a snare on the downbeat of 1. Not every style of music requires that. And the best thing about this is that we don't even have to use a guitar to make this work. We're doing everything with just the pads. So what you want to do is, assuming that you've got your kit and your grooves selected, you want to get the metronome going by pressing and holding the tempo switch. And what we'll do is simply press the foot switch once to get it into learn mode. Now what we do is we count it off 1, 2, 3, 4, and then press the foot switch again, but just make sure that you don't play a note on the downbeat of 1. Just start playing after the fact, and then once you hit the foot switch again, SDRUM will do the rest. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I press and hold to stop, and then I press it again, I'm going to get a 1 measure count in, and then you can hear what it did. At this point now, if we want to say change the sounds that we're using, the kit we're using, the complexity, the tempo, so as you can hear, that's a really useful feature. The next type of pattern I'm going to show you is one that doesn't even play a kick or a snare at all. SDRUM will just simply do all the work for you. Like before, just make sure that you've got the tempo selected by using the metronome. Press the foot switch once to get it into learn mode, and then just simply count it off. Press the foot switch again. Don't play anything at all. Let it go through anywhere between 1 to 4 bars. Hit the foot switch again, and let SDRUM do the work. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Remember, don't play anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. So you can use this for like fills. And again, just like before, you can change the sounds if you want. You can change the tempo, the complexity. The next type of pattern I'm going to show you how to create is one that has the kick and the snare playing simultaneously at the same time. Now when you do this with the guitar, it's near impossible to get it right. So it's much easier to do it with the pads. So again, like before, get the metronome going, get the SDRUM ready to learn, and just play the kick and the snare simultaneously in a pattern. And then SDRUM will do the rest for you. The next type of pattern I'm going to show you is how to create a halftime swing in a 4/4 measure. So in this case here, what we want to do is make sure that we're still on 4/4. You want to change the feel from straight to swing. Once that's selected, the next thing you want to do is you definitely want to go to busy. You don't want it to be simple because you're really not going to hear a difference. At that point, then you're all set to go. Let's get that metronome going. And so you're going to play the kick on the 1 and the snare on the 3. So, and you're going to count it in, just to make it easier, count it in eighth notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so we got a nice shuffle going on there. Then we can use the tempo. Add some more groove to it. Use different hi-hat patterns, definitely, for sure. Or maybe a ride. The next type of pattern I'm going to show you how to create is a 6/8 pattern. And as the strum does not have a 6/8 time signature, you have this 3/4, and that'll work just as well. So use the groove kit knob and make sure that you've got 3/4 selected. Let's also keep the timing to straight for right now. So we're going to play a kick on the 1 and a snare on the 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3. Right, you got the point? Okay, so let's get the kick ready to go here, and let's get that tempo down a little bit too. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. Now obviously that's really, really, really slow, so let's use the tempo knob. Bring that up. Then we can of course use the hat and ride. The next type of pattern I'm going to show you how to create is a classic train pattern that's used for country, bluegrass, folk music, and it's so simple. You simply have to just play that snare. You just play it a whole bunch of times in a row on a 4/4 measure. Let's change the sound there to a clean kit, and let's go to it. So let's turn on that tempo, or the metronome, I should say, and we're going to play on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We're going to play on every beat and in between. So here we go. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. See, pretty simple, right? Now the last pattern I'm going to show you how to create is a swirl pattern for jazz music. So like a brush pattern. So what you need to do is, first of all, make sure that you've got the brush kit selected. What you also will want to do is select the swing. Although even if you play it in straight and then switch it to swing, it'll still do the job for you. But most importantly, what you need to do also on the hat and ride knob here on the right is you want to make sure that you've got that selected on option 2. And once you've got that, let's get the metronome going. And you're going to play the kick, only the kick, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You're just going to play on the 1, the end of the 2, and the 3. And now you could play that with a swing feel if you wanted to, or you could just play it straight and Strum will do the rest for you. But 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And if you do that, then when you hit the foot switch again, it will create a whole nice brush pattern around that. So let's give it to you, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Wait for it. There you go. Now you got a nice brush swirl going on there. You can also change the tempo, of course, as always. Now it only works, as you noticed, it only works with option 2. So make sure you've got that selected. And that's how you create a brush swirl pattern with the Strum. So that wraps up all the hidden features of creating different variations of patterns with the Strum. And I think you'll agree, it's quite versatile. And then when you get the jam sync going and working with, like, say, a jam man or a couple of jam men for that matter, you can get something really awesome going with very little trouble at all. So for more information on this pedal and the other pedals that we carry, please visit us at thepedalguide.com. Also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks and have a great day.